Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Mama J. My name's actually Jamie, but I go by Mama J on my channel. My boys gave me that name as soon as they realized I was not them and they needed to call me something else. You know that age when kids think that you're just an extension of who they are. On my channel, I am trying to help answer the question what it is a stay-at-home mom does all day long. People have this fascination and this pondery. They just don't think that there's anything to do at the house when they find out I'm a stay-at-home mom. The first question is, what do you do all day long? So this is my channel with that kind of content. If you find it boring and repetitive and it's not for you, that's quite all right. It's not for everybody. That's why not everybody can be a stay-at-home mom. It's not for everybody. So today we're cleaning the guest room. So we built this guest room because usually once a month we will have a member of the family or a friend come and visit. And we wanted to always have a space where they could come and feel welcome and put their feet up, unpack their bags, and then just relax. So we built this space. It doubles as, when we don't have guests, it doubles as our game room, our entertainment room. So we have the video games and the movie stuff and everything all set up down here so that the kids can watch their favorite movies, favorite DVDs, we can play our video games, all that fun stuff. So the first thing that I did was upstairs in the kitchen. I have the two sinks, and so I filled the little sink with my warm water and my wood cleaner. So what I could do is get my rag nice and damp, and then I can come here and I can dust. So dusting all the electronics. You know, you've got, like I just mentioned, DVD player, CD player, video game player, Apple TV. You know, it's just so many devices. And all of that seems to attract a lot of dust. So you just run a cloth along it. Whoa, see if you'll stay up here. Just run your cloth along it. We also got this cool little timer. I don't know if you guys have seen these little timers, if you guys have one of these. But the kids get to play for 30 minutes during their time. So you can just turn and then just hit start, and it'll time out 30 minutes for the kids to play their video games. And somehow I turned on the TV doing this. Okay. So anyway, so that's the cool timer that we use for tracking their video game playtime. I think you can get that on Amazon if you're interested. Very cool. And when I wash the TV off and dust it off, there's a special cloth that I use for the screen because you don't want to scratch the screen. So I have a special cloth for that. Kind of microfiber, I think is what it's called, microfiber cloth. Okay. Let me pull out the Apple TV. Get all this dusted off here. And then in the back, there are just so many cords. So my big thing here is just to get any of these big components dusted off. That's my big thing. And then any of these. So we have a few spiders that like to hang out in our house, and I found a lot of them, but I haven't found all of them. So when they find a nice warm spot or a nice place where bugs like to go, they'll build their little cobwebs. So that's the entertainment center. So we got that all dusted off, and then I have to come back down with the microfiber cloth. Now behind a couch, we found these really cool, really tiny, narrow shelves, and just perfect so that we can put cell phones, a cup, if you're having a glass of tea or something while you're watching your show, or your popcorn container, and you want to put your stuff down. there's a nice little shelf back here. The other thing that's happened is it's just collected toys. So wherever there's a flat surface, a toy will find its way to visit there. Even though we have a game room, a playroom for the boys' toys, for some reason the toys just don't want to stay in the playroom. They want to come and join the fun in every other room in the house. So right now I've got a dragon. Here's this little dragon. He's from a bath bomb. I think it's like a collection of 5 or 6 of them. And so the boys are collecting them. And then we've got a Mario POW box. Are you familiar with these? From Mario. Do you guys play Mario? So Finny got my youngest got an advent calendar, a Mario advent calendar. And he was just, oh my gosh, he's still just so excited about all his little toys he got from the advent calendar. He got Mario, he got a Luigi, he got Toad. It came with a Princess Peach. It came with power-ups. It came with so many fun things. So he's just absolutely just enamored with it right now. He takes his toys everywhere. So that's his favorite thing. And then we're going to do up here in the windowsill. So we come up here. We run our cloth along the windowsill. And there's 2 layers to the windowsill. This is a basement window, so we kind of got 2 different layers. And there's 2 windows. So we're going to come over and do the next windowsill. Okay. So those are done. That's a good wipe down with a cloth. And my kids have been using this stool as a bench for food, where it's actually supposed to be for like getting to high places. So I'm gonna wash it off here, dust it off. And then I'm gonna put it on this side over by the office. Okay, so that's wonderful. Nice and done. Now, our next task for cleaning the game room, we've got 2 things left after we dust. We're going to vacuum. I'm looking for my microfiber cloth. I thought I had one down here already, but maybe I didn't bring one down. So we're going to vacuum this fun carpet from IKEA. Okay, so something I just found while I was cleaning and vacuuming was I noticed something interesting about down here. So I don't know if you can see it. Can you see what I see? Let me get a duster and I'll show you what I've got, what I see. So when I run the vacuum here, the vacuum goes along the ground. So the vacuum comes down along here. But what the spiders have done is they've gone up underneath and they've created a house up here underneath. I'm gonna take the duster. I don't know, can you see all these cobwebs? So they've actually built a little house up underneath and inside here. You gotta get up there and get those cobwebs out. Okay, perfect. So that's with the duster, the feather duster thing. The next thing that I noticed while I was vacuuming was, one, my vacuum is not picking up enough of the chips. Looks like someone stepped on some chips and they broke into tons of tiny pieces. So we can turn the vacuum up higher to max suction. Okay, that helped out. That got a lot more of those chips up. So the other thing that I noticed that we're going to want to clean up is we've got 2 ketchup spots. Let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So our first spot that we've got is some ketchup that landed here on the colorful rug. And the second one, it looks like it got up onto the couch. So those are the spots we're going to clean, and we're going to use the special Bissell vacuum cleaner to do that. So the great thing about this table behind the couch is it actually comes with a plug on the top of the table. So you can run a cord from where the actual wall outlet is up to the table, and then you can charge your cell phones while you're watching a show. You can charge your game controllers. So many cool things up there. So you can plug in your vacuum if you need to vacuum. show you how that looks because it's amazing. Maybe my shadow's too much for her because I'm standing in the way. Hang on. How about that? And see, ketchup gone. So now we're gonna work on the sofa. What do you call it? Do you call it a sofa? Sofa or a couch? Okay, so this is the spot, and then there's a second spot. Okay. I don't know if you can see, this spot's gone. It's amazing. And that's this little guy. Bissell Spot Clean Pro Heat. So that helped us get our ketchup spots off the carpet and off the couch. We were able to dust underneath the hutch and get the cobwebs off. Let's see, what else did we do? We vacuumed. We got all the vacuuming done. We dusted. So now we just need to do our finishing touches. So let me go and put the vacuum away. So some of the finishing touches that we're going to do in this room. We need to put away toys, so we need to pick up some toys and get those in the game room, or not the game room, the playroom upstairs. And then we need to do some cleaning up of the blankets. We're gonna have to do some folding. Band-Aid's not even on my owie anymore. So I think I'm going to have some time tonight to do some artwork. So if you follow my YouTube channel, I've been doing some artwork. So you can click over to that. Oh, it looks like I sold something on Vinted. I love that. I just get an alert. It says, oh, you just sold something on Vinted. That's cool. So I was talking about how in Germany you can take things that you're not using anymore, clothes that the kids have grown out of, and you can put them outside on your front fence or in a bucket or in a container. And then people who see that or have kids, you know, around that same age and they need it, they will take it. So it's like, you know, having a secondhand shop right outside your house. And you just put stuff on the fence, and then people will come and they're like, oh, I love that, and they want it, and then they just take it. So that's what you do if you have extra things. So, but that's kostenlos. That's free. You're just giving it away, kostenlos. So if you want to actually make some money, or offer it for sale, there's an app in Germany called Vinted, V-I-N-T-E-D, Vinted, and you can take a picture of something. Maybe it's a shirt, maybe it's a bag, maybe it's old snowboard bindings, snowboard boots, whatever you have that you're not using anymore. And you take a picture of it, put a price on it, and then people will say, you know, they're interested in it, they'll favor it, and then if they favor it and then they really like it, you can text them and say, you know, are you interested in making a deal? Is the price too high? And then you can kind of haggle and negotiate, and then they pay you for it. You package it up, print out a label, you know, go to the post office or whichever delivery place that they chose, because the person who buys it chooses where they're going to have it, how they're going to have it delivered. And then you just pop it in the mail, and they receive it, and you get paid. So it's very cool. It's a great way to get more use out of objects and items that are around your house that are sitting and collecting dust and nobody's using. You know, so if you're interested in doing that and you live in Europe, check it out. I highly recommend it. And you get to meet interesting people along the way who are, you know, interested in the same topics and the things you like, because, you know, you're selling them items that you have. So anyway, very, very handy way to get more use out of our items in our lives without having to just, you know, throw away all the time. Or so the very last step that we're going to do is the microfiber cloth, which I thought I already brought down with me. Apparently I didn't. Oh, I just love the smell of a clean house. Like everything's all cleaned off and pretty. Microfiber cloth. So there's different types of cloths you can get for screens and for dusting and all the things, but this one has a little bit of a grab to it, so it really works well to get all the oils. If you have little kids who are learning about how to use their iPads, how to use a touch screen, they see a TV, and the first thing they do is go and put their fingers on the TV because they think it's a giant touchpad, a touch screen. So even now that they've grown up, I'll find the kids you know, telling each other, no, I want this one, or click on this. And then they go and they touch the screen, you know, half hoping, half expecting it to respond to the touch, and not the remote. So you just kind of circle gently to get all the marks off. And you can feel where it still sticks. You can feel where that fingerprint is, where the oil is. Because if you already cleaned that area, it's smooth and it doesn't stick. But if you hit a place where there's a little bit of resistance, that's where the oily spots are from the fingerprints. So I just use this microfiber cloth on here, and it just does a great job of keeping it nice and clean. So again, my house is on a schedule, so I like to schedule the time I clean each room. I do half the house one week, half the house the next week, and then I switch. And I go back and do half the house the next week and then the other half. So every room should get touched about twice a month. And then every so often there'll be a deep clean of that room. So deep clean could include things like windows. It could include moving the couch out and getting behind the couch, getting underneath, all the way underneath the couch. You know, so there's just different things that I do for each room to kind of do more of a deep dive into that room to get it super clean. And tomorrow I'm going to be mopping. So tomorrow I'm going to mop upstairs, and I figure once I have the mop water going, I'll just bring it down here. So I just looked at these mirrors and I can see fingerprints. I don't know, can you see the fingerprints right there? So again, just with the microfiber cloth, you don't even have to use, you know, your pink stuff and your paper towel. You can just use that same microfiber cloth on this and just wipe off the oils from their fingerprints, and then it just comes right off. So we had a big slumber party here, and we had popcorn and chips and pizza. And our pizza shop has cookies, so we had some really nice cookies. Looks like I'm getting a message. Okay. And all of that ends up on little fingers, all those sugars and salts and the oils, and then they end up wherever they touch, right? All those little fingerprints. Okay, and now you gotta come down low because kiddos are down here. Now we gotta do the fingerprints on this level, down low. I don't know if you can even see them. It's on the glass. I don't know how you do that with mirror and camera. You have to be at the right angle maybe to see them. Anyway, so you can just feel it. You can feel where it sticks, where it's holding. And you know that's where it's oily. Okay, that's wonderful. So we're gonna have a party, and the kids can play down here. So I just want to make sure everything's nice and clean and ready for the party, so they can enjoy their time. And then I put the duster back, and I put the microfiber cloth back. And I empty out the vacuum because the vacuum is full. It's at max already. So I'm gonna have to empty out the reserve there, the reservoir. But thank you very much for joining me to clean the guest room today. Take care. Until next time. Bye.